All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're breaking down the latest Next in AI newsletter, and honestly, it captures this incredible tension at the heart of AI right now. It really feels like we're watching a race between mind-blowing innovation and the very real, very complex implications that come with it. This single sentence from the newsletter just nails it. It's the whole story in a nutshell. It's not like you have the tech over here and society over there anymore. They're completely woven together, and you can't understand one without the other. So, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the absolute flood of new AI tools hitting the market. Then, we'll get real about the hidden risks. From there, we'll see how researchers are scrambling to find solutions, face the ultimate ethical test head-on, and then finally, we'll pull it all together to see what the path forward looks like. Okay, let's get into it. Because the pace right now is just staggering. It's not an exaggeration to say it feels like a fire hose of new tools, new platforms, new everything, coming from the big guys and the startups alike. The velocity is just unreal. So you've got the titans of the industry basically building out the superhighways for this stuff. Google's talking about vibe coding, which is a cool way of saying coding is becoming more natural and intuitive. Amazon is just adding more and more horsepower. And OpenAI is teaming up with giants like Accenture and PwC to get their tools into the hands of massive companies. It's all about making AI faster, bigger, and easier to use. And this is where it gets really interesting for me. While the giants build the highways, the startup scene is just exploding with creativity. We're seeing all these hyper-specialized tools pop up. You want to fine-tune a model in minutes? There's a tool for that. You want to know how an AI feels about your brand? Yep, there's a tool for that too. It's this incredible, vibrant ecosystem just firing on all cylinders. Look, all this speed is incredibly exciting. I mean, who doesn't love progress? But it also forces us to slam on the brakes for a second and ask a really important question. Are there consequences to moving this fast that we're not seeing? And that question leads us right here, because with every massive leap in technology, new cracks start to appear, not just in the code, but in our culture, in our companies, in our society. And AI is proving to be the biggest stress test of them all. For instance, check this out. According to the World Economic Forum, you might think the biggest hurdle to getting AI everywhere is the tech itself, right? Well, it's not. The single biggest roadblock is us. It's people. It's changing company cultures and old ways of thinking. That's a much harder problem to solve. And unfortunately, these tensions aren't just staying in emails and meeting rooms. The Hill is reporting that the debate around AI has gotten so heated, it's actually spilling out into the real world, with violent attacks on key figures in the industry. It's a scary reminder that these are not just abstract ideas anymore. And get this, the risk isn't just external, it's also coming from inside the models. As Forbes points out here, even the creators of these super-powered AIs, like Anthropic, are finding that their own creations can become unpredictable and risky in ways they're still trying to understand. Okay, so with all these risks piling up, you might think things sound a little bleak. But here's the good news. The global research community is rising to the challenge. They're in a race of their own to build the tools and the knowledge we need to navigate this new world safely. A huge shift that's happening is this move towards what's called actionable AI fairness. The idea here is to stop talking in vague principles like let's be fair and start creating actual concrete guidelines, checklists even, that engineers can use every single day to build fairer systems from the ground up. It all comes down to a simple truth. You can't improve what you don't measure. That's why new benchmarks are so critical. Leaderboards are popping up that systematically test all kinds of models, whether they're massive cloud-based ones or open source ones you run yourself, to see how they actually perform on tough reasoning tasks. And just when you think you're getting a handle on today's tech, the hardware is about to take another giant leap. New photonic computers that use light instead of electricity are promising speeds of over 1,000 tops. That's a quadrillion, 1,000 trillion operations per second. The scale is just hard to even comprehend. This one is just fascinating. In a really creative study, researchers are basically playing psychiatrist with AI. They're showing them Rorschach ink blots, the famous ink splashes, and asking the AI what it sees. It's a brilliant way to explore the deep, deep differences between machine pattern matching and true human perception. All of this power, all of this research, it all leads us here, to the most sobering and urgent conversation in the entire field, the use of AI in weapons.
Let me be perfectly clear, because the source material is, this is not a future problem. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. AI-powered weapons are being used in conflicts today, causing mass destruction. It's a reality we have to confront.
And this reality is forcing a moment of real soul-searching in the research community. A new paper bluntly called The Implicated Scientist is asking the hard questions directly to the people building this tech. What is your role? What is your responsibility when your work becomes part of an AI arms race?
So, wow, we've seen this incredible explosion of new tools, and we've stared right into the abyss of the risks, from cultural hurdles all the way to autonomous weapons. Where in the world does that leave us? The newsletter ties it all together with this really powerful idea of an unbreakable loop. It goes like this. A new tech innovation creates a new business opportunity. That business use then creates new problems for society. And those problems force us to innovate more responsibly and create new rules. We're in this loop now, and there's no getting out of it.
So if you walk away with one thing today, let it be this. The entire conversation around AI has fundamentally shifted. For years, the question was, can we build it? That question is over. The only questions that matter now are, should we build it, and how do we manage it responsibly?
And that really is the ultimate question hanging over all of this, isn't it? The challenge isn't really about the technology getting smarter anymore. The real challenge is whether we, as humans, can get wiser at the same pace.